Okay, can you hear me now? Do I have sound now? Hello, hello. I have sound. Hi, Sandra. So I will go back then. So these are the two pieces I actually bought from Elizabeth. That's Elizabeth's handmade jewelry. I went to her Wednesday sale and I bought these two things. These are wood. Um, all of these beads are wood, and I'm looking that with the holes in them, I can create some pretty cool leather crafts with them. Adding them to leather crafts and make something pretty cool. I don't know that these are metallic beads. And I just had a magnet in my hand and set it down. Now I can't find it. All I know is it's not on my phone. And it's not on that. What the heck did I do with it? I just had a magnet in my hand. But Elizabeth sent me some extra things. Oh, that's cool. I will eventually find my magnet. It could not have gone far. It shan't go far. But yeah, I just had a magnet. Now I lost it. Leave it to me to lose a magnet right in front of my face. It's not stuck to one of these, is it? So yeah, I have a magnet. It's yeah. Well, that's weird. Oh, there it is. I actually put it back where I would have kept it. So this is not picking up as metal, but these are. This is a cute bracelet that she sent that I can take apart and use the pieces of. And that cute little skull there. That looks, based on looking at it, it looks like a dyed howlite. Howlite is really cool. Is a really cool stone because it can be dyed so many different colors to mimic more expensive, really expensive stuff. So howlite is really cool in that regard. So I'm going to open stuff here and see what extras. And she sent me this, and this is also metal. It's actually stuck to the magnet. That would be really pretty on the front of a bag or something. I could literally sew that onto the front pouch or front flap of a leather project. And even the chain piece could be used for something on that project. Especially that little part with the little dangly beads could be used. So that's cool. That is really cool. And this is shells. I can tell by the way it looks. It's either shell or it's very great imitation. You can see there the way it's made. It is either abalone or it's imitation. Really good imitation. But again, these can be strung on a hat. And then we've got these non-metallic something and others. And I can't tell from my naked eye what they are. I have to do some testing on them to find out if they're plastic or not, but some really good pieces. And those colors don't look bad together. So that actually could be used together. And this might get stolen from me by my little rainbow bright in the house. I have a grandchild who cannot decide what color is perfect because they are an artist, so they love the rainbow. They express their favorite color as the rainbow. And these are frosted glass. And it's the rainbow. It is your 6-color rainbow. But these are all, as you can see, they're a frosted glass. So that's really cool. And this one you could actually shorten it by pulling it and putting another knot in it. Or I could knot it around this side so that it could pull that way. Or I could take them off and use them for something else. I don't know. I never know what I'm going to do with a piece of jewelry until I go to make something and I go, oh, I got the perfect thing for that. I think I just threw a staple at myself. These are a couple of bracelets. That's cute. It's a nice little faceted blue beads and the little pearl-like beads. Little cage here with a bigger pearl-like bead in it. It is a stretchy bracelet. Remember that on Wednesdays at 8:30, Elizabeth does her sale, and once a month, which was last week, I think it's the last Wednesday of the month, she does what she calls, I think it's her dollar, she calls it her dollar sale. And so you can get some really good things at really great prices. I will be posting her link at the end of the video. And these are rocks. Might be red jasper. That's black. That's probably not real turquoise because I'm finding that most jewelry that has this color in it, it's actually not real turquoise. Even expensive jewelry, a lot of it is your dyed howlite. And there's nothing wrong with howlite. I actually have some that's undyed. I actually found some white howlite. And that is Howlite. But it does take coloration, takes colors really good. You can make almost any color stone that has veins in it with howlite. Beautiful stone. Beads, beads, beads can make things beautiful. Oh. And Elizabeth likes tape. Elizabeth likes a lot of tape. I'm not complaining. But I will just say that what I opened was wrapped in paper, that was wrapped in paper, that was wrapped in bubble wrap, that was encased in tape. So if you're getting stuff from Elizabeth, it is well packaged. You can never say that Elizabeth sent you something and the packaging was crap, if that's the way she packages all the time. Oh, these are going to be cute. Oh, look at this variety. They're also glass. I'm going to do it this way so you can see the different colors. They're leaves. And look at all these blues and greens and browns. And wow, these are pretty. And they're different colors. This is a purpley color. If it flips over, it looks like iridescent. but on this side of it, it's a purpley color. So that means all these iridescent ones have color on the other side of them. And a lot of these are a purple tone. That's cool, which is funny because I have a whole set of beads sitting next to me that I have to make something out of, that are in autumn colors. And that one's kind of an orangey. So you can see the different colors, the orange and the purple and the blue. I'm constantly turning these over. There's a lot of blues, but there's several of these other ones as well. Nice variety in here. Oh, spin over. So yeah, look at the colors. And see, I have this bag. That is not the bag. I gotta pull the pins out because I got them stuck to the head over here. I have this one that has leaves in it that are two kinds of greens, black and white. These are a different kind of leaf, but now I'm going to play with it and see if those would work with this whole setup as well, because it brings in different colors. This has oranges, and this is a different kind of color of orange. And this gives a whole different color to it with it, that I might be able to combine all these together and just make something awesome. Yay. Hi, Cecilia. Going through these things that Elizabeth. And today is a short stream because Elizabeth does go on at 8:30. So I was planning on doing a short stream today. I'm actually going to put this bag, because of it being the leaves, in with this other bag that I have yet to figure out how I'm going to stream it all together, or string it all together, I should say, because I want to make something out of this. Stick it back over here on this head. I have those wig heads in different sizes, the ones that are fabric covered. One of the things I find they're great for is I will use push pins. Actually, they're not push pins, they're wig pins, the T-top wig pins. And I will put stuff on them, like this is a bag of stuff for Flutter. And I can just stick it on that head. I'm not using the head for anything else right now. So that's what he's getting used for. And then I have this last package. I am having problems with one of my teeth. It is cracked. It's what happens when you grow up with a seizure disorder and you grind your teeth. You crack your teeth, and then they cap your cracked teeth, and they don't do anything to them that should have been done to them, so they give you trouble later in life. And oh, Elizabeth, if you only... I have a bunch of these beads that I have plans for to make something out of. And you've just added to the beads, and ooh, I like this one. It's a purple color with gold. That green is pretty too. And the reality is, if I could take one of these beads, and if I use the right stuff to string it on, I could make a zipper pull out of something like this. We got those, and they've got the light green one. This blue is pretty, but that blue is pretty too. Look at that. Hi, Jennifer. It's a pretty blue too. Oh, I might have to pull this stone and keep it separate. It's the only one like it. And it'll wind up going in my cabinet of my mama's stuff. My mom has a whole collection of stuff. It's called Blue Willow, which is white dishes with blue print on them. It's a specific design for the Blue Willow. But my mom has a collection of them that were they were actually my grandmother's. They came from occupied Japan way back in the day. And I've added a few pieces to it that I was able to pick up that also came from Japan and occupied Japan. And so when I see blue and white things, that's what it reminds me of. That it reminds me of the stuff my mom had. And then there's a couple of square beads in different colors. And there's some round ones. These are cool. That one's kind of cool too. And that is purple. It's almost the same color purple as that one. Yeah. But reds, pinks, ambers. Oh, these are gorgeous. I have a fascination for antique and vintage beads. This kind of stuff is yeah, this kind of stuff hits the marker for me. If you ever have this kind of stuff and you think you want to just throw it away, I will pay the shipping to have you send it to me instead. Fascinating, because like this, someone took the time to make a flower on that bead. You know, and these, most of them have like this gold paint through them that doesn't feel like it's on the outside of them. It feels like it is in the glass of the bead. Oh, there's another one with a flower on it. Oh, this one's green, but also has a little flower on it. These are beautiful, Elizabeth. I feel like I owe you. I owe you. And you can say, no, you don't, all you want. But if I say I owe you, then I owe you and I will pay you. And you won't, and all of a sudden you'll get something and you'll be like, what the hell is this? Oh, it's from Tori. She got me. Because that's the way I roll. Now I've got to go through. I have a container that I know where all my other beads are that I got from Robbie. Oh, that is a beautiful bead. I might have to make something and send that one to Lisa. Look at that light blue. Lisa Lee loves those light blue colors. And Jennifer, I don't know that I've seen your name before. Do you pronounce it Rivenberg or Rivenberg? 1 for Rivenberg, 2 for Rivenberg. I try to pronounce people's names correctly because, well, that's just how I was taught. God, I am now in love with these beads. So it's Rivenberg. Or did I just mix it up? Rivenberg? No, it's Rivenberg. Rivenberg. Got it. So yeah, I am in love with these beads. I'm not gonna put them up too far because I want to have access to them. That'll remind me to go through my. I have a 3-tiered wicker basket. It actually is not a basket. It is a dumpling steamer. The trays are like huge, like probably 18 inches across in the diameter. And they're about this thick, each tray going up. They stack up, and I think it has 3 or 4 trays. And someone bought it for me off of Robbie's auctions. It's one he got out of a storage unit. And I'd gotten a lot of glass beads and stuff from Robbie, and they're all in there. Oh, cool. I know how to crochet, but with my ADHD, I don't crochet because it takes too long to have results. And it's just my ADHD. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to keep this. And my grandchild's not going to see it and just go, oh, thank you. That's rainbow frosted glass, which is cool. Frosted glass is cool. Supposedly, you can take brand new marbles and put them through a tumbler, like as if you're tumbling rocks, and you get them through the first couple of levels, and you can make it you can turn it into frosted glass. Yeah, I got my brain had to kick in and remember what it was trying to say. It comes with my ADHD. I get brain hiccups. At least that's what I call them. Where I'll be in the middle of talking and then my brain's like, huh, what? It's not that I've gotten distracted. It is that I've gotten brain hiccups. It's the nature of my beast. See, that's what I was talking about with this. I can set it up where it can be worn like that, or you can pull it to make it longer. I'll decide what I'm going to do with that later. It's going to hang up here for now until I make a decision. I'm a very visual person, so I have to keep things kind of close to me so I remember to take care of them. But I'm really excited about these becoming a project. I think these might go together as a project with the wood, because of this is so close to the wood, but this also matches this, so that'll make that blend into that. So I'm thinking that's going to be a good mix. The skull is freaking cool, and I'm going to do something with these metal beads. I think that's going to become the front of either the front of a hat or the front of a bag. Don't know what I'm going to do with all these little fellas yet. I will take it apart and find out. It's weird because it feels like metal, but no metallic attraction whatsoever. This magnet back where it came from. The magnet is back where it belongs, and I'm saying it out loud so later on when I can't remember where it is, someone can go, well, it's where it belongs. Oh, and I did not go through this. Oh, this goes in line with what I've got from Robbie's. Sorry, I get excited about things people don't really think I should get excited about, but I do it anyway. This is chips, and I have lots of chips. I only have about 5 of the bags here that are coming to me. I have 6, 10, 11, 12, or 13 bags total that I am getting of different kinds of chips. And they are stones. And I refer to them as chips because of the shape and size of them. And they are cool. This is actually a cool container. Oh, well, I guess this side opens. Haha. Guess it showed me. But all of these are beads. And so that leaves it where I can sew them onto leather projects or make a necklace or make a pair of earrings or make a bracelet. I'm not much of a jewelry maker per se. On occasion, I will make myself stuff. I do not make jewelry to sell, please, except unless it's made of leather. I will be making some stuff out of leather. But if it's not leather oriented, I'm not doing it. Hi, Marcia. I was just going over all the stuff that I got. Did you see my glass beads, Marcia? Because if not, I have to show them to you because I know you can appreciate these. Look at these vintage handmade glass beads. Aren't these freaking adorable? Look, just Elizabeth sent these to me. That one is beautiful purple color. But there's reds and ambers and greens and blues. And there's this gorgeous little light blue one that I think I'm going to have to make something and send it to Lisa. But yeah. And I know that I have some similar to this that I got from Robbie. So that is like, woo. I'm going to be able to expand on it. They are beautiful. Some of them actually have little flowers painted on them or designed into them. They're actually glass flowers that are melded into them. And then a couple of bracelets that I can either take apart to use or I can leave alone. That one's got a little cage on it so I can actually change out which stone is in there depending on the mood. So yeah, that was my package that I got in the mail today. I am not disappointed at all. I'll set this to the side. You hear the paper crumpling because that's where that was. For those that were watching, I am making a very large key fob, keychain thing for Marcia to give to her daughter, whose car she refers to. It is a yellow Jeep, and she calls it the Yellow Submarine. And her tire cover is a circle. So you can see the dark white circle that's on there. Imagine that's on a tire. Her tire cover is blue. It's a blue circle with that submarine in the middle. Marcia had approached me of, can you make a Yellow Submarine keychain? And I'm like, well, I'm sure I can. And then she sent me the picture of the tire cover. Well, in my search for the perfect submarine to use to make this keychain, I happened upon this one. This one happens to be the exact picture that was used in the making of her tire cover. So it just worked out perfect. So today I'm going to be sealing this, which is where I painted everything. The black painting around it has meaning because of how it shows or doesn't show when I put it all together. So I'm going to start putting the coating on here to seal this so that if anything gets rubbed up against this, this will not come off. Big in the process of being able to put a sealant on it. And also, anyone that goes over to Robbie's all the time, you would have seen Mimi and Mimi's mom on there possibly. And Mimi's mom paints rocks. So without notifying Marcia I was doing it, I contacted Mimi and said, can Mom make one of these? Can Mom make a rock that looks like this? Because I thought it would be cool to gift Mimi, Marcia, and for Marcia to gift to her daughter. A rock with the exact same artwork. And they did it, and it came out looking amazing. And I know you probably can't see very well what I'm doing, but I am putting a thin coat of some stuff. It's called Resin on here. My Resin is not in a Resin container because my Resin container is a gallon jug. So I pour it off in small quantities into jars when as I need it. And this particular jar may or may not have weird painting all over it where I've worked on stuff. And it will give it a little bit of a sheen, but not too much. It's not going to make it look like a piece of glass or anything like that. Not by any stretch of the imagination. You might be able to see where it's shiny versus not. Where I'm putting this on. Just to protect it. And I'm doing this right now because I have to let this dry. So this is a multi-step process of put a thin coat of Resin on. I'm making sure I've got that distributed thinly across the surface. If you put Resin on too thick, it becomes less flexible. If you start off with thick layers, those thick layers become less flexible and will crack and look like shattered glass. And if you do thin coats, you might pick up some residual paint. Doing thin coat means that it can dry and then I can do another thin coat. And the paints that are on here, most of the paints that are on here are acrylic made for leather. So it is leather paint. And some of it is not leather paint. It is acrylic paint pen. So I'm going to let that one dry and I'll come back to that one. I do need to check. Okay, I got time, a little bit of time. I'm jumping projects because I had two projects going at the same time. I've been working on this Garrison cap with a unique perspective. And I was clipping it. I wet the leather and clipped it to make it hold the form that I want versus the form that it wanted. And this is another one of those multi-step processes. So I've been working on this. We first did this to this edge all the way around and to the center of the gusset to make it have its crease in it. Lots of little clips. And then pull up all these pieces of leather, which means, and you can see the center of it has this crease here. So now it is predominantly the way I want it. I will do a little bit more work like right here at this edge. I just threw a clip on the floor. But I'm going to bang it with the hammer a little bit right here. And I will bang all the edges, but the Garrison cap will be worn, and this will be the front of the Garrison cap. Whereas instead of using a traditional piping, I used a zipper. I used half of a zipper. We wanted unique. We wanted the piping, this pipe, what would normally be a piped edge, to be silver. Hat's green, this edge is going to be silver. And I had a couple of choices, and they wanted it unique. And I'm like, you're not going to find this. You're not going to find a hat that looks like this in the front running around. I've only seen one or two with zipper on them at all. And the way they were laid out was very different to this one. I got a hole stuck on my leather. Got it off. That little piece of paper was stuck on there. And so I need to bang on that a little bit, but I need to get some of this other crap out of the way now. I sometimes speak in extremely technical terms like thingamajig, thingamabobber crap. Yeah. Occasionally I'll drop a cuss word or two. Not intentionally, it's just the nature of how I speak sometimes. I try not to cuss too much on this channel. I don't always succeed. One of my favorite hammers for banging on leather is my little metal hammer, because I can make it, it helps make the leather take shape. Which this leather is getting ready to get conditioned. But now that I got it to take the basic shape, when I condition it, I can lay it down and put something on it to weight it down. Hi, Kimberly Mills. Who I owe a phone call to. I talked to Marsha. I was talking to Marsha, and I got off the phone with Marsha right before my next phone call, because I had a meeting on some classes that I'm putting together for teaching people about leather care and stuff at an event that it was requested by. So yeah. Are you parked for the evening, Kimberly? I have a bottle of water here. I'm going to drop some drink mix in it. Make myself up something to drink. And I know Jennifer Mason will not be in tonight because they are off doing something. But we are not short on Jennifer's. Oh, you're at home for the 4th of July? Or is it a long story I need to call you about? Yes, I need to call you. Okay. I have to make sure I stay hydrated down here. Down here being I'm in my basement, which means I don't have a water faucet like right here. I am going to be using the Joseph Liddy Dubbin. This is out of Australia, and what I'm using is a neutral. It is a conditioner. It will keep this leather soft and supple for a long time. It will give it somewhat of a sheen at the beginning. The sheen will eventually fade. It is not a polish. That is a whole nother skill set that I will not be teaching on here, I don't think. I am quite capable. I am fluent in the art of what I refer to as boot blacking, and some people refer to as shoe shining. I'm watching chat going on. Oh, that's going to be beautiful. I do a lot of leather care in addition to making stuff out of leather. I also do a lot of leather care in my local area. I have a lot of leather items myself. I love me some nice leather boots and have a few. I have a lot. And so I also grew up in a household where leather was a thing. But if you have it, you have to take care of it. So I learned how to take care of leather at an early age. So I've been caring for leather for a very long time. And so when I started making stuff out of leather, it just seemed to all fit together. I am trying to make this crease a little bit better here in the front, where the gusset goes into the rest of the hat. I am using my fingernail to help crease that. And yes, I know what beating of the leather does to the fiber of the leather. And part of the exact reason why I'm doing it. I'm trying to get it to give in and do what I want it to do instead of what it wants to do. No, I was just informed that my blood donation I gave on Sunday is headed to a hospital today. Yes, leather working does let me take out frustrations. Absolutely, Marcia. I can clean them, condition them, do some color correction if necessary. As long as if they're suede, I have to handle them a little different. But for the most part, if they're not suede, I will have everything I need to do here at the house. If they are suede, I might have to pick up a thing or two, which I can order. So some of the little bite marks from the clips have come out of this already, just from conditioning it and pulling on it. I just have to be careful not to rub my finger against the zipper too much because it will create a raw spot on my finger. But that is the Garrison cap. Now I know I have a head sitting right here. That is the back of the head. This is the front of the head. So when someone's wearing the Garrison cap, it will be somewhat like this. This is my take of a Garrison cap for the person I know who's getting this. That's the joy of bespoke goods, is I can take the final person into account who's getting it and make something I know is appropriate for that person. Now I'm going to let this sit. I'm not going to pull it tight because I don't want to stretch it out. So it'll sit kind of just barely sitting on there, but that way it can let that conditioner suck up. And I just have to find, I do not have a flat surface like right here. And my clippy for that has a hat on top of it. So excuse the noise while I move a couple of things. You sit right there. Yay. Clean my hands a little bit. I mean, the conditioner is nice. Elizabeth, when you encounter those beautiful glass beads, just set them all aside and we can talk. Because I really like those glass beads. I keep baby wipes at my workstation because, like I said, I don't exactly have a sink and faucet sitting right here accessible. My fingers are fine. It's this right here. And I took my gloves off because they were looking kind of nasty. I need to wash them. That pair. I can't find my other pair. I got like 5 or 6 pair. And see that Resolene is flexible. And that's part of the reason why I like it, is it's flexible. I don't have to worry about it cracking or anything like that. But it does create a sealed layer. Mix up that Resolene. What time is it? I am going to be getting off of here in just a short while. I'm going to put another coat on here. I did do this intentionally as a short stream. I had a 6 o'clock call today that I had to take care of. And I also knew that Elizabeth was going on at 8:30. I know in the past I have overlapped her time. And I decided I wasn't going to be doing that anymore, because one of the things I have been focused on is supporting those who support me. And Elizabeth has been an amazing supporter. And so I think that I should support her, and I can ask other people to support her as well, because when you have someone willing to support you, that's how you make communities grow, is you support each other. I'm a firm believer in that. And I can't say it if I don't do it, right? I go on other channels and they promote me and I promote them. And so the only way for us all to grow together and get successful together is to support each other. And that means trying to minimize when we're on top of each other when it comes to being online. So I've put another thin coat over this. I think I'm going to try to get a sponge and sponge over it a little bit too, because this is a textured leather. I'm cleaning up some of it on the white because the white is going to be glued. And I want to make sure there's not too much Resolene and that my glue sticks. I may come in with the Dremel and do a slight sanding of this area. It won't matter too much because after I glue it down, I am going to be stitching. When I put it together, I'll come in and I'll put a line of stitch holes all the way around this. and all the way around the perimeter of this. And then I'll come back in and hand stitch that. I only put 2 coats on here. I'm going to see what it feels like after I get finished. After that completely dries, I'll let that dry overnight and see what it feels like. If it feels like it's good, then it's good. If that makes sense. For those of you who have been on here for a little while, you know this little skull guy here is referred to as Scully, whose hat's falling off his head. I need to put some more tape on it. He is Scully. He's a serpentine jade skull that I got from Kendra of 2 Leaves in a Pod. And Diana, the balls lady, Diana Wisely, said, Tori, he needs red eyes. So I went on the mission and found cheap ruby red peel and stick crystals in the right size. And I bought 200 of them so that I could have 2 to give him red eyes. And then Marcia and Terry were in here talking, and they said, but he needs a hat. And sometimes I do play with the patterns I use. They'll have miniatures of the pattern just to show you the pattern layout. And I've been known to take them apart, take those and use them to make hats, miniature hats. Excuse the dogs that are barking outside. But so I had some miniature hats. The red hat's too small for him. The purple hat was kind of perfect for him. And so, you know, that's what I did. Let me tell my grandkids to bring the dogs in. Because I think someone's popping fireworks. And the dogs are terrified of fireworks. So Scully got his hat. And I had a necklace that I took apart that had these bone beads. I might have to restring it because it doesn't feel right. And anyway, so I made him a body because he deserves to have a body too. So Scully now has a body. And because Diana's the reason why he has red eyes, he wrote her a love note. I refer to him as Scully. That's what I call him. I don't know why when I was unboxing and I pulled him out, I said, look, it's Scully. Usually I don't name my rocks, crystals, and gems. But for some reason I did name him. And because we went through the adventure of finding him eyes and getting his hat set up for him, people have decided that he needs to remain in my crafting area for an indefinite period of time. So I am going to start doing my wrap up here. I'm going to log off here, and tonight at 8:30, you should pop on over to Elizabeth's Handmade Jewelry. She's having her weekly sale tonight where she sells handmade jewelry. And she also makes resin, things out of resin that she sells. On Tuesdays and Thursdays at approximately between 9:30 and 10, you can catch us over on 2 Leaves in a Pod. Tuesdays is chit-chatting, catching up on news, sometimes filling us in on what's going on with the local dramas, and sometimes games. On Thursdays, it's doing some chit-chatting, maybe catching up on some news, and they usually do their sales of rocks, crystals, gems, resin goods, handmade jewelry, different things. Hi, Stacy. When scheduling permits with work and life, you can actually catch Stacy Northern Aurora Treasures online selling some things. Rocks, crystals, gems. Sometimes she is able to get the oysters with the pearls in them. Does sell some 3D printing as well and some other wonderful things. And a lot of times with Stacy, you will find Flutter Yo also selling. Flutter will sell stuff that is local to her area in addition to other items. So you can get your Uperlites that have been hand picked by Flutter right off the ground and washed, or a piece of copper that she's raw copper that she's picked up off the ground out of a rock pile and cleaned up for you. On Fridays at 7:30, you can catch a load of us over at Get Swamped, where at 7:30, Robbie will start off the live with a general chit-chatting and going through what's happened this past week at the farm. Maybe talk about any new acquisitions or trades that he's made. He will open his mail and also answer questions that Mimi's mom, Kim, has sent in. And then he will roll into his sales, which is currently mainly rocks. Occasionally, he will have other items up for sale, sometimes depending on what it looks like in the area. He can get his hands on a storage locker that had been abandoned. It has some pretty good stuff in it. So we always go over there and support the swamp because he has all the rescue animals that he takes care of and supports out of his own pocket. And for the lady who loves spheres, aka Miss Balls, we love popping over and seeing Diana do her unboxings and showing off her latest acquisitions, which is predominantly spheres. And so, yeah, that is a round out of the week. So I am going to take a quick break, and I will meet you over at Elizabeth's Handmade Jewelry if you are so inclined to support her as well. Any one of these ones I've posted, go ahead and click those links. Go in there, give them a subscribe, watch some videos, give them some thumbs up. This is my method of how we support each other and help each other grow. So I will see you all over at Elizabeth's. Bye for now.